koye mame bibia ye kama enti no yento ahunka hit fight ye fen kum eye pain no mamo pedo do ato no mobenya bebre e wo ye origin chemist art farmer DM sphere sub health oko kumasi so e Danny farmer alpha dio panacea pharmacy Kofrodia Gapson Pharmacy, Eastern Chemist, and I feel so tamale. I am Malarigo Pharmacy, Takrade. I am Buakwa Pharmacy, not chemist. A Honumina won Sabe can be. Mamu Pesamo original distributors and all. Mepamocho, one friend number was 0599 80 minutes past the hour of 7. Yeguswa Ewa Hanum, O Shami Ewa TV Swa, Memo Aqua Basisia, and I would have told Honoma. Main info is an say what the pap. At the mount, our year Kessben TV so meeting at the Oman song for Kojo Preko Dankwah from now to 9:40 p.m. Many one about this Jumedi we now face no man with him or Kessben 92.9 so no Michiamo on your radio set mamo take care mu mamo fie most are more at the trotro mu Michiamo nyina me catch them say munkudu asumdwim boko na bibia entumi enko ye ye din komo ye ba be hwe de ekoso ewo eye oman na ye hyase de a ye din komo no ekopiem ewo parliament. And a minority a day a year in Sembi ebetu dwa concerning a year the 2025 mid-year budget review na ora and as honorable Atforsen a day echo to a janum. Indeed, minority was not part omo boycott but omo babak raising topical issues or issues that they feel it is a concern a year to a year national. And I say Ghana memo and I saw many munum and home come and omudien. One of the things on raising has to do with forex. Meka forex a dollar pound and who dready ni no. I'm raising one of the issues. He said, I said dollar no abochi enkwan kura. Abochi ton be 13 cedis. I bind their towards 10 cedis. I fed their forex dready 4 nyabi enfan ko ye adwuma. Who come on the bebre. But my kwa humana so na mene head of economic bureau of Guta Ora Charles Apia Kusi ending common ni mbisa no whether indeed omunya dollar emfa endidwa na dollar no kromu hia kra e de didwa sen because obi beka oti o memu han ti no se bu kwa anka de begu visa card so na so be den I mean am for visa questions bebre. But he will be say Ora Charles Apia Kusi na fe yen hwe omboso omafam de enokre say dollar no ehwan na ewo ekromu ana Ora Charles machin bibia boko de
mi jesu mi ni anyame adom bibia boko na mo so
erade adom yeso yeguso enkakrakra na anopay de ye frɛ wa nya bone minority na de ensem bia babetudwa with regards to specifically with the dollar say ehwan na kakra forex and why na kakra on top of it no obeko eye black market on ye mo friend abochi obeko abochi de na owubi de na nso no oton ama eye mo ankasa na se 24 de 13 Ghana cedis but obeko eye banks and as forex na ankasa de na 10 cedis. But first off yending komo, is it true say still la no munya eye dollar endidwa na
mameda wasibiem. This concerns, really we raised it about a week or so ago because in your feedback from some of our traders there, I'm not placing a request for dollar transactions or forex transactions or bank. Now a delay, it's affecting their businesses. So we had the opportunity of meeting the governor and his team. And we raised the same issue with them. Our feedback on mine is when it comes to supply of forage, the commercial bank there, there's enough forage to meet our import covers. Currently, share gross international reserves. We have about 4.8 months import cover, which means what we have is enough to take care of our import needs for the next 4 to 5 months. So the concern that we raised, according to them, they said they will have to investigate why there's a flow of forest to the commercial banks, but businesses are not able to access it. So we have given them some time to get to the nitty-gritty of the issues and give us feedback why we are facing such challenges. Actually, the concern raised, of course, is resonates with what we have earlier raised as businesses, and we are hoping that the central bank will be proactive in averting the situation. The challenge that such events bring to businesses say, yes, if I go to the bank and I'm not able to access first, and I still need to do my business, I will have no other option than to access the black market. Almost reaching, it was true. Into a business, the gain of forest reduction, we will not feel it as businesses because we are actually buying forest higher than what we are actually supposed to purchase from the bank. And in that way, it will erode every positive economic indicator show, because when import cost goes high, it affects import inflation. And inflation will go high, prices of items will go high. And one other thing is, as forest is going high, our working capital starts depleting because we will need more money to buy a lower, what do you call it, forest. Mm-hmm. It is a great concern, and we are hoping as early as possible they address it. Our concern is it shouldn't be politics as usual, but this is a national concern that affects the very fiber of our economy, that is businesses. We want to call on the central bank, we want to call on the government himself to look into this issue and see how best they be resolve it as early as possible.
Are we saying, sir, for the past 2 weeks now, we have not clearly heard from a BOG or governor and Crawford say, I mean, this issue is one time sorted as a CNO. Before able to me and be at the year, but we are still hoping. Say,
okay, so the point is this: there's no total shut down of forest transactions in the bank. Uh-huh. Okay, people are still doing transfers, but the challenge is the delay. So what I say, the challenge is the delay, and if there's a delay, it presupposes that we don't have forage. But what I say, and for us, our biggest opportunity is time, because time brings the difference in terms of prices and strategy execution. It is a percent me transfer me sikane need 1 week it affects me. Even though there's some people who are having very smooth transactions with the bank, some are still in the queue. Other information we are picking, which is not confirmed though, is the challenge of documentation. We say when you are transferring money, you have to have your IDF, and you are given some period to submit your import document to the banks. Okay? The intel we are picking, which I've said is not confirmed, is that some of the delays are because some of our businesses are not able to meet the timeline to submit their import documents. That is also accounting for the delay. Notwithstanding, we want to wait for the official feedback from the central bank to us as an association. On that, then we can take a good decision.
Okay. So it means that Yen Train Kakra, do you have any timelines?
Oh, we are still engaging them. Today is Wednesday. We're hoping by end of this week we should be able to take a feedback from them.
Okay. But notwithstanding, like you said, and said that Obibeka, the gravity is not like the way we are seeing it, Anna.
But your main two questions
say the gravity of say ye nyano and that huge. If you're giving it a percentage wise, ube man the percentage of between what and what?
Oh, let me not do that percentage wise because I'm not able to collate all the challenges businesses are facing in terms of forex transaction. Okay. But what I'm saying is, even if it's one business that is facing that, it's a cost to that business. And we won't want our business to incur more cost and debt because there's a delay in transfers or there's no forex availability. Also want to call on the commercial banks to come out. Tell us what the challenges are. Okay? We are your customers. We deserve feedback. Tell us what the challenges are. So we will just oppose it with the information we are also receiving from the central bank. But you as our bankers are silent. Everybody is quiet. And you are telling us, okay, without giving us what your challenges are. Let us know what your challenges are. So we all find an amicable way of resolving this issue. Basically, that is the proper communication is important to avoid speculation. We always say that the forex, one of the influences, a negative speculation. So if you are a bank and you are being quiet, you leave us to speculate. And we will speculate in a negative way. It will affect everybody in the business. They should come out. They should be proactive in communicating to businesses, communicating to GUTA, communicating to all trade associations that undertake forex transactions, what their position is in terms of this challenge and what we think can be done together.
Okay. All right. All right, Charles, you better say in command and I'm sure say we'll get a positive feedback and when you get it from a BUJ, you say baba na Ghana mindful now so at the air cost and that's ye pa.
That to be brave.
All right, and the head of a economic bureau GUTA, Ora Charles Apiakusi and AD and Commodon Efa the minority for no a reason, but the share minority and rap press conference no mo ye no wa 92.9 so no obeti e radio no so what channel 364 on DSTV na face Go TV 121 channel no so obeti mi a share and I face so Kessben TV on Facebook and I face on Facebook Kessben 92.9 so obeti mi a share minority omo issues has to do with the forex no yen share na fe yenti niemra.
In the mid-year review, the government praised itself for a number of unearned achievements. The minister stated, for example, that Ghana's public debt to GDP ratio as at the end of June 2025 was 43.8%. He compared that with the 61.8% at the end of December 2024, and thereby stating that the public debt as a percentage of GDP reduced by 18% in just 6 months. The minister said that. He also said that Ghana's foreign debt as a percentage of total public debt declined from 57.4% at the end of 2024 to 49% in 6 months. That this has significantly improved Ghana's debt sustainability and that our debt to GDP ratio is at a 5-year low. The question we asked the minister is, how much of Ghana's public debt has the government repaid since they assumed office? How much? Zero. They haven't repaid any of Ghana's debts. And so, if the debt to GDP ratio has reduced, how is the minister able to claim that they have done magic? Yet they have not repaid any of Ghana's debts. It is no secret to any of you in the media the painstaking efforts the MPP government made to restructure our debts, particularly with our external commercial creditors. That led to outright debt cancellation of $5 billion and a debt service savings of $4.7 billion. So when we talk about reduction in the debt stock, which then will reduce our debt to GDP ratio, this is what we are talking about.
Okay, so 2 minutes to the hour 8 o'clock. And you know, minority and I would say on with the press conference and I so a member of the finance committee, MP for Amenfi East NDC, Ora Nicholas Amankwa Endi Nkomo, popularly known as Homeboy. You know Endi Nkomo Emfa what the minority Edi Nkomo Sisiano regards to the forex and face so and Niema almost say enshada enkoyi when it comes to the budget na media budget na Orato force na the echo to Jano. Homeboy and I face so and I say honorable Nicholas Maakye bibia boko there.
Kojo nyame adom bibia boko.
Yeah, the rather so say. Me sure say constituency will be on here.
Nyame adom bibia boko.
Very well. Minority and at the omo issues with regards to the mid-year budget review. No, almost started the home common. And as much as we know, say they did not sit when the minister was in. They boycotted, but now they found their microphones and everything to really speak to issues that really borders or almost punchy holes into what is really with the budget. You know. Now, me sure say with you, especially with the forex, you know, we're speaking with Guta, who is also telling us that indeed they had some form of, shortfalls within so the gravity is not like the way maybe we were assuming, but a BN said that and all that. Abuchi for the 13 Ghana cedis as against government 10 cities and all that. Black market and all. May I just what it issues weighing now? What's your take on first of minority and what is really the NDC's point of view when it comes to issues normal raising?
Kojo Edika Minda was phenomenal. Was chef for no for. Na Andrea so menchia the leadership of our party and then we also region Western region Andrea for the first time all the region nimuno your paramount chiefs him for the president of the regional house of chiefs Western region the Nanketia no on a powerful me also me area, me my the two come was searching all the MPs, all the MMDCs, and all the people are region Nyamia Dom President Mahama, appointment, the minister responsible for lands, area, Amakufibua, and minister responsible for fisheries. Everybody Nyamia Dom the entire Western Regional Caucus Yishia and Nyamia Dom co-presidency and I meet in a FAE. Uncle to be quite everybody was present. Better than the regional chairman Anatuku and the leadership regional minister.
Yes, sir.
And I meet a press conference in say now. Opposition, what kind of normal press conference on my?
A dozen, but I think it is what anyway.
Press conference on my and I also chair the normal of representative for all parliament. Because if I stand to be corrected, on my press conference almost 89. And
89 press conferences.
Press conferences 89. And on one case so. 87. Within the space of 6 months, press conference on my end. In the history of Ghana politics, this is the first time MPP, as we speak, they are into deep crisis. I say, minister responsible for finance, you're at forcing the magic one. Abroad the mid-year budget review on behalf of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. That was read on Thursday, 24th of July. It has taken a minority in Parliament almost a week in almost me by a press conference. And you know why? It tells you, say, Ghanaians no embrace what you're to force and kind, because that's the reality. And then people for not steady airwaves, say discussion cost for airwaves, how are the people receiving it? into who say dear Obeka and Ghana for so much dear. Now no, if you are to vote today, NDC is going to win 70% of the vote, 80% in the country. Into Sadia, as opposition, no, Yankaya Endo 2024, no, 2028, no, then no Makoseya, your party Nibegu. Until let's come out and do this press conference. Kojo, that's the reason behind it. Kojo, me no ti kromai. Ordinary Ghanaian, it won't mean compare say MPP was on another Dankwah Kufado was so 2020 office no 2024 no. Now forex net is saying not dollar net is saying the dollar was around 17, 15, 16 cities. Yeah, diaba 10.34 stable for months. The businessman Okrumaya, the former Minister of Finance, Okasano, said that nothing has been done by the dollar. Now Abochi price uncle, way price uncle. And Abochi price uncle no, he even quoted 13 cities. Granted, but granted, say Abochi price uncle pa. Kojo Abochi price uncle 13. No almost one the Bank of Ghana. Auto interbank no so you're saying that was it's not only 17 cities now but you price 20 cities now. It means they fraud, and this is false. You know, the minister responsible for finance or clear this issue. So recently now Banenimu said, and you're a Bank of Ghana governor, you're a Siama, they clear this issue. Say these are the challenger among for some banker, they are not getting dollars, you know, and that issue has been resolved. So a buyer maybe a back one and you know it's going for it to happen again. Almost so on a monitor system, and he cleared that because they did not sit to listen. Ain't now out of the way, but anybody and all call a jomuno. So you can also send your people out. So not per dollar to Ghana ha unyana. There's dollar in the country. And the price stability number na TUC for a request no minina ya aba good for request number the stability that will enable them to plan, and as we speak the dollar is around 10.34 Ewokroma. Even as at Friday it was around 3.9 at bank. And see what he's saying, you know, him say we're goofy. Now he's my senior man. He's also on the finance committee. And I do respect him, but I'm on your same tier. So what's telling now? He's not like that. But just here, actually, a cat and sent your bed over him. Upa a debt reduction now. If that portfolio, not Dankwah Kufado. Hey, it's MPP, Payamo Kasa, Kojo, I am on your same tier. They speak as if Sefer on my back room. And say, Mamma with the giant saying. And when you are doing this press conference, because when you are going to do I want to make a comparison. Obia, FNO, Fiaman, on the other Tenekrumano. When we say dollar and MPP Jan is 17, and I hear the about 10. Now, also about the final, I hear 4 cities, and normally cost 17. In Joma the final 4 cities, as at I hear they took power 2017. No, over the cost so. You have fire and you have a and that's exactly what the Ghanaian is expected from us. Ombudsman said debt on the phone is saying Omadu Kodu Domadu. And when they are communicating, they don't mention the debt inherited in 2017. Can I hear few office, you know, near total debt near 120 billion Ghana cedis. When they were leaving office, you know, Ghana's total debt portfolio was 746 billion. And even automatic no share because your forest no dollar no above form, you know. Oh, so when you take our debt or dollar denomination more, once you move from 17 to 10, automatically it will have impact on your debt portfolio because we multilateral China and the rest of the countries. When we are paying them, we will not pay them in cedis.
Yeah.
You pay them in dollars. So if last year, and this year, open $1 per tenner, mean that you automatically reduce a year okay. And na yɛwura to force and say Ghana's total debt Musumi nsia pɛ no yate so 111 billion. And this what I saw mo bomb say my yɛwura to force. No mo say amamu no mbabu ye no. So we see cathedral now we see 58 million dollars from on we to turn the economy around. So Bank of Ghana to me plenty 80 billion to me turn the economy around. What share you to force and buy here? Amamu within the space, and I said it, and this thing, I don't know. This is the only government awaba. The first year, mid-year, Oba Kojo, or see, Sikana meka se medino this year, and me Bogana Hobrano. And no one me buy, I say, the Shemu Kwan say, no one a bedi. No my to 3 years, say. This government, as we speak, Kojo, the expenditure buying the cash or because he knows, say, or spending on that tangent, it will increase the inflation. So the government or cutting expenditure first 6 months by 19 million Ghana cedis. And she said the target said over cut to waste by the end of 2025 30 billion buying the cut cost. And this is the government because he's just 11 billion away from achieving the target, of which he has almost 6 months or 5 months to do that. And the woman said, you're former Minister of Finance, now say inflation saying, in the history of this Fourth Republic, the Dankwah MPP to me the inflation it could do 52%. Inflation any day. Remember me all was a crop, we come out brochure krubo. Open work, Banabana and Konya or Pombal Mampon area. Did the rampon. Inflation and say, and now Kotomok, and now Koto, a more Canesia. The following day, Nobacono, near tomb. And then a man, a Jadi 4 baby, almost cashier. Abayi since 2021.
Okay.
I am Yura Mahama, Yura to force net me the inflation about the best performing Yababedu 13.4. It's unprecedented. Omaimu share a rating eba. Ghana was rated junk. Any pioneer friend junkie. Within the space of 6 months, Yababedu a B minus. The MPP Amayo Kupa. I will share a minority in parliament. Kojo. Obi Amaba, Mokache and say, you no borrow. Mokache and say, Ghana beyond aid. But what me Coco Bobosia be this canoe chrome ha. And me do yes, some country Sikano crown. No munya Sikana Modia Kutia. It has never happened in the issue of Ghana. I don't think I will hear domestic debt exchange program.
Okay.
Usika. When they say first, so person investment. The safest place about me invest only a buy who may invest in the government bonds. Then Susisiano, the not go buy on a haircut in the first in the issue of Ghana. My young man don't paying for it to something some Kojo Musika. And these people they are still in the country within the space of 6 months for no almost criticizing. They have every right to criticize this government. But now at this tangent, Ghana for here, Kojo, I buy winning just one move here to force in here. Ghana Bonabaso, now really as a member of the finance committee.
All right.
Just an answer. We met some of the sectors. Now we should banker. Banking sector clean up ebe Krubano. We say Kojo, eba be achieve with them. Eba moment that they ka ewu ejuma ama mo for former contractors are omo bobosia yati chomogum. Instead of saying kebeye no maye, you have to 14. Ushira John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah, fancy, Mate.
Yes. The money that was injected in NIB, that's 450 million. Yeah. What is it?
Yeah.
Ghana cities, you know. Kojo, it has same workers. A same Bushia. Omoye no mama. Omoye Juma or NIB. customer confidence in swapper. So this government, what I would say is they have every right to criticize. Now, almost size almost say almost feel soon chair. But what you are to force you, I saw Ghana for any.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, and she said, obey no one cost on 1 year.
Okay.
Never be a almost Ghana question. Ye Pima Ghana Libya on.
All right.
So one, how much less you will say you really a media budget reading a week in ye. You Ghana for can say you are Mahama Yamuamo, you are to forcing, you are a Bank of Ghana governor, or from the tripartite, you are a Sami Jemfi, gold board, impact abident, you make KPD, so what KPD and Ghana for the KPD.
What we are saying. Medasi bebre yene Honorable Nicholas Amankwa homeboy or your MP for Amenfi East of the NDC and after so a member of the finance committee no AD and common the press conference the minority and drag with regards to the 2025 mid-year budget review na ho enkomo and ye DCC and also between the WhatsApp messages and after so text messages ni nyina aba making kan ni nyina ama na making kan we me ba na yene obatampa hospital for so edi enkomo. Now this one is coming from teacher constitution we want say teacher good morning me giri say won ho ye or say let's have a clean and respectful campaign. After the primaries, we need to come together as MPP members and work towards reclaiming power. MPP has always been a game changer in Ghana's politics since independence, and I believe we can do it again. Greetings to Honorable Mavis in Kansan Buedo Koka GFK and also Mr. Owusu Bempa share so MPP chairman hopeful and a teacher we say let me read this one coming from Eric Kweku Buedi patriotic voice became or say in fact, Ghana has lost direction since JDM and his NDC assumed office. Just look at how the country is being managed. I'm not surprised about the Attorney General's discontinuation of the first case. Now, we are witnessing the real clearing agent. I am still pleading with the MPP leadership and the party members to remain calm and rally solidly behind the party because if we all come together as one people, MPP will come stronger in 2028. And then regards to Adrian Kessben, John Boedu, and then Obatampa Mavis, our Commissioner, Mr. Osei Collins, Executive Director, Save Our Environment Foundation, and also Nedia Ode. And then this one is coming from another very good friend, teacher Kojo Tepa, or say President Mahama played politics with everything while in position. Now look at what is happening in Baku. He said he will resolve the conflict when he comes to power. But 7 months into his presidency, the situation has deteriorated badly. Why don't you go there yourself and restore peace? Aren't you there? Aren't they your brothers and sisters anymore? Regards to Honorable Eric Nana Ajiman Prempe MP for Ahafo North, and then Chairman Odenhu Kweku Apiakuka, Justin Frimpong Kudia, and then Mr. Owusu Bempa, the Inshaeso Constituency Chairman Hopeful. And then another good friend of mine, Masawood in Kumase Bantama, he says deploying security forces to deal with chieftaincy conflicts, such as the long-standing tension in Baku, is not a suitable solution. The need for traditional leaders to address such disputes. Politicians who use Baku conflicts to their advantage must bear their heads in shame. Regards to former KMA boss, Honorable Sam Pine. Making kind the akanina ama most of them they Facebook nina no ye making kind nina ama. But today I have an interview with Ora Eric Amwaku Chum, or your spokesperson for Brian Champon's campaign. You been come it's time to say do home come and which was Tuesday, and the MPP at the Assembly number 2 justice here the BMU you open up, and that this is what it is. Is it sure that Brian will still continue? Or what will motivate him to even continue to do what he's doing? Now, yenshare the no so able to make the home come. But name Batampa Prostate Center for ending come. Remember no, Muntie 40 years and above. Young common na ye baby di no prostate di ha adwene ye pa. Eno nti no say yenya doctor, yenya obi o wa no aduro obetumi aboa ye no obetumi ahwe ama bibi etumi akoyi a. Ese se yetie no waso pem na yetumi eboa. Enti se wonua bi tie na se wonua bi so eho kire no ɛfa ɛyɛ obat ɛyɛ friend is saying prostate ho a yenti obatampa prostate center for no na afi yembra na yembedi enkomo
African kwa na kuta sa ɛyi ni bi nyame nka ho nyame moaye ɛna de na wo mai
ene boko michia etifu ana hwefo assembly o magimle eti ene ehwe Kessben TV said de bia meka no edura yade a menya ho aduru pa me de bo adasa ne post street na said de yin anim no post street yade ye mema nko a na yade post street ye omo na yade bia ehun aduru na papa me sase me hwe ayarefo yi obi ba otumi ka chem se ma boka chinchi obakra na ye enwo mo se osu se bia me kra so bia na onya mentumi sane yade be hwe na afi ne ho ato na afi na odamase ye chense potiri yade a eye mema ne di mema nya pa mema di 40 years e kono wodi 40 years e kwa e se we very careful e wo post ho na estatu a emo wadunso pii anajo bayuso pii anajo na ogusu junso no anhwa bajunse bia nso dudu na wonu mtina mane yesa bebia na nya no project na abahwe wo ogusu junso na abahwe na da junso kan na so janso ojunso akọ anso wanso wa mo hon ya ha na ojunso agu ho eye nsusu so no ebi o adidi musa bo na se Junson kan no ko janso ojunso a be kwansi na wontumi junso e so ono ko no a se Junson kan na mo won ya ha ojunso go hu ono ko aso be ma se ko janso ojunso a be kwansi wontumi junso e na yare sa yare nu edidimu sa edi musa abehe na ojuso a bo se na juso mi biakam azan enu juso mi kam a e mo ajuso atoto so pi enu aso ma se o ma sam atope e ba ma osisi ayoya obetu ajuso boja e betu ma ajuso a woni se ajuso gu ho woni se juso de o enu se onam ho na Johnson Afroba numbi na ye Sudan president no ento ya de bia ha dwin papa na ho duro na eya wona ko hospital edo be ma wo ye abofu frɛ no tamsulosin hydrochloride ana finasteride e de ma wa enu manage Johnson no entu ya de na se ana so wonya ba eje ohun na so mo positive don bebre omu nya duro no omu aduro a e manage Johnson but in two posts ase ya de eduru etumi two posts ase na eduru a be ma posts na shrink ana se e friend say adudu posts de kase no ma asin dadam enu na meti say anya eduru a e friend posts de eduru na nu ne eduru a me yankopa ayi madom e da hwa me nsa me de eduru ma obana me de eduru kanwa wonu me eduru no a ya de no posts ma shrink anormalize and found se bia ya show kateta and found se bia ne kase te say the dancer baba shrink no entino enu na ama medem fia metumi kase se obi so post de do chemia oboa no ampa nso post de do pa de se ye yi ni pa be se mensa wa Africa amu so post de ya de pa ne se menka ho a ebeto sini enye complete because nyanksa meti me boa me de bia meka se me aso me ye victim of prostitute and there me ndwi hu se me ko ba bia ko pe ayahwe because me numa do na me ho to me no ebi sin de me ye free nkofo ba me nchen a mo chinchin ko me bra mo pa yasa no na ha me because do no enye yare no enho do enye simple sa ti se me kan ene me se me tiwe do so ka se wo sa ti be mu abra na me ka with conviction. We are very passionate about it. Very much with conviction. Say, we be also to be mutual and mamba definitely no better no. Machine baby brave. When you are afraid de damase, ebo mabaso, can say say go mababo bebre because post to na yade me dey me can say start wa. Say they would need to achieve so kun. E dance bo be kun because yade a start wa we ye denana e do be ko. so what me can say me can say me chewa man bi so bi man niti for yansani me kama say o dey make so no kure what me kan yansani ne to na mom pe me chi akwan me number is 0553 800 678 0553 800 678 pe me chi akwan na ba jimboa oba wo beto me kan sa kwa because they don't know tried and tested man for doing what dance this and listen kwa podi do no be from bia ba no so bi na wa hwe na man ho ato no do no mama me do na last time me catch me my colleague be say he said we have be refer na che say edunu ya mi adum aduma se de fata enti me somo so what me kan me enti for yan sani ne to na mamba en fa wo say wa wetintin akoma me bebre a won ya yarsa oba wo beto me wo agents wo me bebre a madi edun be kuja ho yo bia wo confirm wa hospital me test we confirm so prostate na wo pa ya hwa wo bibia ni a phenomena we 0243 68 69 38 bibia ni 0243 68 69 38 wo atakwa eni ne environment a 0244 92 94 01 wo atakwa ni kwaso a 0244 92 94 01 wo ko fodi a 0266 45 09 11 0266 45 09 11 wo kuma se eni ni kwaso 0249 another 49 61 66 0249 another 49 61 66 wo takrade ni kwaso a 026 0246 0246 04 34 58 takrade ni nkwaso 0246 04 34 58 wo kekosa 0249 12 47 16 wo kekosa 0249 12 47 16 wo oti original 0249 20 58 68 wo oti original 0249 20 58 68 obi oba fani obi a wako ama doctor confirm so prostate to post like say because exantena so ameka wasam no enye prostate nkwa na yesa normal who do wa yesa anti confirm so prostate nkwa dia woni how to anamambra ana pa do bi obebi amabobo din no na kopa ayahwe me so bia so wotiminka men yen initi for dey ameka asam because yade no so bi show me chi akwan say bra wo prostate no bi show me chi akwan a ache de kase pa obi bitumi da ma no no me be mi nja kan de bia da because me fa say me hwe amanfo wo prostate ayahwe mu no ma hu se ni pe bebre dudo na chinchia komeme bebre omo no ba mbeka omo asam kire me nyame no mo continue omo na beka omo asam kire me entino wotimi nka twana mombra esise tutu de din wen a show mukateta wonde o so obama kachi wona me test wona me show me tutu na yi kwateta ni film ma ho to enti se mutiemi a ene dem won mu no se obi o sati de mu wo fewu a wo papa wo nua wadamfo obi a beti se o sakutemi bia temechi akwan because positive yade no enye sanye na ho saa amanfo bre ewo ho nti so wotu obi nka se o sati bi mu a na wache mechi akwan so wabapam wa afimi nchen midamase.
Okay, so 26 minutes past the hour of 8 and Kessben 92.9 Africa Kessben TV just gone by. Batampa Prostate Center for any normal edding common into 40 years and above in Memano. Mosomon Komwa, ye de Mamono, no, Yanko, na Yankosa, Yahu, Yare, Batampa Prostate Center for Honominafi, Yan shed the air call. I have one text message here. Nafi, Membra, Ora Eric, Amwako Chum, Honomina, Yindi, and Komon. This one is from Mansu Tuntun Krum, say. Let's tell the Kusasi people and the Mampusi people must stop killing themselves because they are brothers. So if they don't stop fighting, they don't get any development ongoing now, and the whole country will have issues. Into almost share na na bibia into me and all kind from Bantama in the Senate West District. So honestly, the NDC communicators struggling to defend the media budget review because they are busy pointing figures at MPP instead of owning up to their own economic challenges. They should rather tell us the good things this government is doing. And also if you Okano from Bantama Senate and Odi Ebaye. 28 minutes past the hour of year 8. Ibedin Komom Yene Ora Eric Chum Amwaku Chum or a spokesperson Emma Brian a champion campaign Yeneba Ababedi and Komosisia on matters arising when it comes to Brian a champion a campaign and what the grassroots are saying now. So Niema Omode Sisi Akwemwa Omoshama Bibia Etumi Akoye. But let me read this one to you. This one is coming from the New Patriotic Party. It came in yesterday. So they are telling us per Article 13, Clause 1 and 2 of their own constitution, I mean the MPP constitution, notice is hereby given, inviting applications from members of the party for nomination as the party's presidential candidate to contest for the office of President of the Republic President of the Republic in the 2028 general elections. Into nominations, so as we speak, Tuesday 29th, 2025, and then they will close it up on August 28th, 2025. In that, and on my share 7.4 no what is happening is a non-refundable for nomination forms now 100,000 Ghana cedis in bankers draft in a face say file a presidential nominations so I will be chair also in bankers draft now what they are and almost I catch say whatever it is ye jayo what come the best biano Saturday, January 31st, 2026, Radia Dumwa, presidential primaries, Bebaso, i.e., the National Congress, Bebaso na fe, Omeji, Dose, Deofata, so be the party no enim. This one was signed by Justin Frimpong Kudia, the General Secretary of the party, and whom come more any about Bediene. But yesterday, Ora, engineer, Kwabena Japan also held a press conference yesterday when the party office on the Ring Road also telling us, he says, officially to also say, Obeko Akwakofa forms, then Obe contesting. So now officially, we're having a Ura Kwabena Japan engineer. So I born to say obey. And then yesterday also as well, a press statement coming from Kenny Japan's camp. Also saying that on also akase okasa on radio stations and also i.e. needs netu and I feel so on mine okasa officially obeka kofa nomination forms now on also I contest. So what it means to us is that in as much as these two gentlemen officially say kwakofa nomination forms make Ken Japan and then a friend is saying Kobna Japan engineer or also Aka Nedie. I mean officially those are the two that I've had stand to be corrected anyway, but a be honoma mami home production, but I think so officially we na abepie so far. But the new common near Eric Amwako Chum spokesperson for Brian the Champion campaign. No ending common and share their course will camp. And then whether indeed our man Brian will also officially we also say obobono no mutu say me kwa kofa ana say wo dem ye na ehenya na me hwese na enema betimi akoba sisi ana me support ebe ma obi ana say ono a ebe Quentin Kro na ono so akọ campaigning for him to lead the MPP come 2028. Eriko bi aboko there
Kojo
mi hu wache o
ya mi adom
mi hu wache
ba
wo krom ha na
wo krom ha na me ni baby akọ
netu baby akọ na ye hu wanim ye hu baby eh yes how
those are me there me time PP
I know and
ejuma no so form
hu za
ejuma no so form
Matthias here but what can say ejuma no form what do you mean ejuma na obi aye bi but what can say form it means that specifically there's a form of an agenda that is really happening somewhere. What can say form ne dey
the kind of say within chia kese
mama can be kakra mama na
in chia kese a free Dr. Brian Champon ho Emma Omomuti Kessben anopayin na na wan kasa won so
me that say
muna my first radio station Magrante interview as spokesperson for the Brian Champon campaign.
Thank you.
Indeed, it's the first one.
Yes.
Me sure say me free her course menya no just ejuma na shase anisa.
Yeah.
The make say bibia na obeye no say we actually wan kasa carry on ho hwe. Now she say we person odi omampani wo o mind to say Ghana mu no enye ejuma ketwa. Nti no obeye obroni free bibi introspection. Wan kasa be carry on ho ahwe say ejuma ya me pese me de me ho ekoshe mu metimi aya na uwie nso a say obo nyankopon pae na ubisa nyankopon say so ampa nso say ade a say odo ho hwe sa ejumadi mu a ode ne nshia so ebe ma nti say ohwe Dr. Brian Champon ya sha se no oba bontin be ka say ono de ode nyankopon na ehye sa jumadi ase oko moderator moderator ho or ye Presbyterian ni mapa ye presby for friend baso eko ko jinsra oni party penifo akasa oni party grassroots akasa oni other stakeholders akasa ama obia ashenin kran say ni sodi hu a odi esi ne so no yese obeko nti eno na ye ejuma na e form na make ho asem no say that has been done party for ni na nim modern boy Dr. Brian Champon abo our party ni mu na fe na general secretary ede na no aba be kase say ni na no MTNRA and omobie nominations for the presidential primaries enti no ya ready ya crowd say enchibia no obeti say campaign so actually ya kwa kofa nomination na ye ko say enye say ye be test waters and na say ye be bohenya say the kind no but ye we ni so de hu bi say ye be bo baba no 31st January 2026 no na Dr. Brian Champon and a flag bearer for the new Patriotic Party. Nice. I bet to say tsunami no.
But Eric, me any como grassroots for party members tie. What is so unique about Brian Champon tia? Say ye to MPP for na etomano no obedi MPP nim come 2028.
You see, we are coming from a certain backdrop and as a context. You're talking about 2024 no. Yenina na you are we say you beti me edin kunim. Intime in this inkunim no. Me amene okasai. Me call 276 constituencies. What is it? Na me di mu ewo campaign mu pa. Intina obi a ware hwemu say yebe wini 2024 no intime wini na enema bebre si ye party na nkasa kra the committee bi committee bi adwuma Maakye committee to look at the NTR and the by NTR win election, and now say the fate of the party. Any maybe the way we stand today. Now report in there. Obia of because we who say report in you know ABA na obwa, but report na ba Bontin. Report and also at the BB by Bontin say party for any bebre no are calling for what we call a constitutional review. So constitutional review no now I call conference Mako 54 and a party no a table ya say mo bebre ni na no party for no eji to muma sa reforms no about so. But there's also another angle as to what do we do to win 2028? Do we go and do the exact same things and expect different results? And that is where Dr. Bernard Champon comes in, where Obia, where party grassroots, ejumada, where ejuma party office, Satanoye chief of staff, Emma, the late Jake, Wababaye member of parliament, Wababaye minister of state. Onankasa in his private life and also entrepreneur. We be juma bebre. We be we see idea akwechi. Na wababeye obronifre bibi the candidate. Obetimi ede in Kabom unity. Ede aba ye party nim. Na we timi wakame faction camp we ni nkasa na nkrofo toto missiles from left, right, and center. When we can, what I say, now it distracting the purpose of the political party as MPP. Say, enemy, we can't enemy in rhetorical sense. Say, and yet yankasa yaho. Nemo mono party be any swadi ho say you call election you be winning. In Intina, you mu be. I believe we say the Dr. Bernard Champon eba be a flag bearer of the MPP. So victory na ye peno. So inkunimdi na ye peno in 2028 na abeba. Na uhi obi a owakukudro. Uhi obi a oye disciplined. Uhi obi a oye driven. Say odi bibi sin eni so a obetimi aye. And na obi a uhi obi a owo sa track record no. Inti say make a track record a okobe be to say Eastern region. You talk about Nancy, we share modern boy in across the country. Eastern region, you the 25 parliamentary seats the core elections room. You need 24. Wow. Now we share the spate of the losses. Nisa other places, but we region we are in a zero. Eastern region. Now Dr. Bernard Champon now in charge of the campaign. So what I say, that is there. Ocean a track record when it comes to his work at the National Security, Minister of State and National Security, again as Minister of Interior, again as so. We issue agent statement or parliament because on our ranking member on intelligence and security. Now Ocean saw aspect of it in the last few months. And Yema Elkoso or Omaimu in terms of security situation and some conflict areas near there. Now, what sign they can't say or say why Minister of Agriculture da. Now his track record, even when it comes to the phase 2 of the planting for food and jobs, I'm talking about somebody who has a security and intelligence background, or be a agri person or agriculture, I say. Obia oye party ni uyi enu free hwa obia when it comes to entrepreneurship say obi be new man ko for ye adwuma e betimi de yansa akwa ka say adwuma we e wo ho nipa we asemesi we ena obi say adwuma no ni hotel la owo omamu ha is the biggest hotel in Africa. So what I say o can the entrepreneurship in the real estate sector, in agri, in IT, his company, his IT company. We just said a lot of the people don't even know. Say his IT company into IT is, if not arguably, the biggest IT company in Ghana. So what I say, Now, we're also on the cusp of what we call a digital transformation era. Into digitalization, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and all of that. You have a man who has a PhD in information systems. What you say? It's, we are talking about, and Maakye tells you, say, if you are looking at the big thematic areas of an economy and how any country like ours would even grow, security, agri, IT, technology, and all of that. This is a man who has all. Somebody who also has experience and a proven track record in opening businesses and investing in businesses. What you say? Then he comes with the youthful presence and then the passion to do the job. And then the party nimu and support for the party. So even, not to talk about exact numbers, even his contribution to the campaign in the last election, the 2024, is arguably probably, if not one or the second most important contribution when it comes to the campaign. I'm talking about resources.
Yeah.
What I say?
Yeah.
And this is an individual. Maakye indicates clearly that he is ready. He has the intellectual capacity. He has the competence when it comes to cabinet experience. He has parliamentary experience, and he has the private sector experience that you require to run a country like Ghana.
Okay.
Plus the security aspect America wants.
Okay.
And that is where we are coming from.
Okay.
We are coming from a position of unity.
Okay.
Dr. Brian's campaign is not going to be talking about individuals and personalities. Our focus is on the candidate. We believe that we have the best candidate in this particular presidential primaries, so that the party will rally around his candidature, and then we'll go in and prosecute a campaign. It is not about personalities. It's not to apportion blame and all of those things. It's to say that at this point in time, it requires a candidate that everybody will be able to rally around for us to win 2028.
Eric, I'm up for other issues where I think say so that you can clear some of these things for us. The issue of popularity when it comes to Dr. Brian with the grassroots, how powerful is that?
You see, when they say like a journey of 1,000 miles starts with this one step, I believe strongly that, yes, you're right, in terms of other aspirants who have contested before. But I can tell you that in the next month, maximum 6 weeks, if you call me again and we're having this conversation, that will change. You understand what I'm saying? Because we believe strongly that the candidate had a strong message. He has a personality, the charisma to be able to go down to the grassroots and articulate his vision. What I say? Now, when it comes to campaign strategy and all of that, I'm not going to share that here.
Yeah.
But they make me a catch on and say that in itself, it's not a problem. What the grassroots wants is somebody that would win them power. What I say? It's one thing to have maybe an emotional relationship with somebody or some sentimental relationship and stick to that, knowing very well that maybe if we change the course, we would all win and we would all have the whatever it is that we want in a political party that is in government. And it is not about emotions. We believe strongly that once he gets to the ground. In the last conference, or shaking no kaka.
Yeah, on 90 fee.
But apart from that, also no kaka.
Okay.
And there's a very clear indication that he's ready for this contest. And it's not a contest that we are going in to lose.
Okay. Would you want to agree with people who say that Brian's position currently in terms of helping the party, making sure things move well, making sure say party no emano ehubetomo and all that, he should rather stick to that and not to really come in the forefront to say Obabe lead the party no.
There's one thing that I have borrowed from him. I'll say a sheep cannot lead 1,000 lions.
Sure.
One.
Yeah.
But one lion can lead 1,000 sheep. What I say? Now we've got one sheep.
One sheep
cannot lead
1,000
tigers.
Okay.
Or lions.
Yeah, that's
but
one
lion can lead
1,000 sheep.
1,000 sheep.
Okay.
So what I say?
Yeah.
Now what I'm trying to say is that we are at a point where we all have to agree that we lost an election, and we lost terribly. The issues and the reasons. I mean, everybody has their issues. I have even my own reasons why I believe that we lost the election. Some of it is a bit academic. If you ask me, I'll tell you. So there's a whole cognitive dissonance, post-election dissonance that every 8-year cycle, everybody's, I've gone for the 8 years. But if you've done a bit of psychology and some marketing research and everything, you realize that it is consistent with how consumers, customers even behave. That's why even the biggest brands in the world always renew. Coca-Cola is the biggest, brand when it comes to the drinks in it. They advertise all the time. Do you know why? And they change. If you go and look at the Coca bottle from 1960 and today, it has evolved through so many. And that's politics is no different. You understand? But you see, again, no disrespect. Sometimes the analysis is a bit too shallow, and people attribute all sorts of reasons why elections are lost. And that is the reason why you need to re-engineer, you need to renew, you need to be able to present, right, a candidate or a vision. In this particular case, you can even say a product that people would buy. It is not just because you have a sentimental, so I'll say, when that is not what the customers want. So the reason why an individual like Dr. Brian Champon presents the hope and the future for the MPP is that he presents all of these things that people are looking for. Now, we have people who are saying, we want somebody who is an entrepreneur, a business person who will be able to understand and think through how young people in this country should be able to get jobs. He has done it. Right? We are looking at somebody who can make sure that there's security in this country, the internal cohesion, so that we can develop as a country. He has it. Somebody who is competent and understands what it requires to take the country from where we are today in the analog state to digital transformation, IT, Internet of Things, the new world of work. He has it. Right? Somebody who has an understanding of how we can be able to mechanize agriculture, add technology, do agtech and do that, take advantage of the arable lands that we have in this country. He has it. So if you put all of these key things together, plus the fact that, people have, somebody is an intellectual, he's an academic and everything. He has 2 PhDs, right? He has a PhD in information systems. He has one that is almost about to be conferred on him, right? He has experience in all of these sectors that I'm talking about. Then what it means is that you have one candidate that has almost been able to take bits and pieces of all the other candidates and coalesce it into one product that would, appeal to, again, the delegates and also the Ghanaian people. Right? And that is what we are looking at. So for me, again, if you know where I have come from in terms of how much work I have done in other places and the role that I played in the last election, I'm coming from a more pragmatic standpoint rather than to win 2028. If you want to win 2028, you cannot continue the same trajectory. So for example, this argument that, when you go to an election, you're supposed to be given another opportunity. That's fine. But political parties, if you like, preoccupation, and I say the political party as an MPP, as a corporate body, our interest supersedes any individual. Do you understand? So even that argument of Obiko Bako, when Adubayin went one, he didn't go again. Kufuor went twice before he won. Akufo-Addo went 3 times before he won. Does it mean that we have to allow somebody to go 4 times before? Because that's the natural sequence.
Yeah, because that was
no, but that's the point. Does it mean that we have to allow somebody to contest 4 times before he wins?
That's the same analysis I was going to give you. I mean, even what you said with regards to the analysis of companies renewing what they do every single time to really face the market and all that. There's one key thing that really runs with marketing and this visibility thing, the consistency with what they do. So when I mention Edruna and I say Adine woman, even though the brands would change and all, the consistency of the same product in the eyes of the people would do. So I was even coming to that, the issue of why people talk about consistency. So then we should give a second chance to the former one, of which your candidate also helped. So why won't your candidate continue to help? I mean, such a person to really come out well and come and win.
There's also been drastic changes, movement when it comes to even trends. I'm sure the first ever phone that you had was a Nokia.
Yes.
Right. What did Nokia do? What did Nokia do? Nokia refused to see what the future was. And they died.
Yeah, until Apple came
and took over. So, you see, in certain instances, there's almost like a revolution when it comes to the mindset and what the people want. So there are seasons and times. Now, it is not to say that anybody was a bad candidate or the other persons who are contesting do not qualify or do not have what it takes. I mean, the candidate himself has been very glowing when it comes to his respect for other candidates, right, and the support that he has given them. I mean, some of these things are private. I can't even share on this platform. But like I'm saying, that the body corporate MPP takes precedence of individual aspirations and ambitions. And if we are really minded by winning 2028, then we have to make some very drastic decisions, right? So we go into an election where we win in only 77 constituencies out of the 276 as when it comes to presidential. And we won 88 parliamentary seats, right? Now, that should tell you that, I mean, there's some grave concerns in terms of our performance and what we have to do in 2028, right? Now, and the reason why we have to go into an election, for example, to vote for a presidential candidate is that the party would have to make that decision. The party people would have to make that decision. These party people are people who are residing in the various constituencies and the polling station, electoral areas, and that. So they hear the conversation. They have an appreciation of what the people or the grassroots are saying, and they will make that choice. There's another concern. I mean, you made mention of even the General Secretary's call for the 29th, right? And the campaign has actually would send a letter in the next few hours to the party to get certain clarity on even the General Secretary's pronouncement. So in one breath, there is an opening of nomination, and then there's another video circulating that the General Secretary is indicating that presidential aspirants should not campaign until the 2nd of September, which is after the Akwetia primaries. Now, that in itself now cuts the campaign period by more than a month, right? And that is actually flouts the party's own constitution that actually says that the nomination should be open for 6 months so that it allows our folks, the presidential aspirants, to go around the country to appeal to the grassroots. So we are trying to even seek clarity from the party so that it doesn't create a certain perception of either bias or a certain attempt to create an uneven playing field.
But personally, are you seeing something
No, I mean, I'm not speculating. I'm just saying that for clarity purposes, it is important to say
we shouldn't leave room
for that. You understand? Because if the Constitution itself asks for 6 months, then we have to respect that. Now, if for any reason the Akwetia by-election requires a national focus and everybody within the body corporate MPP should be focusing on that, then why the haste in opening the nominations now? Why don't you open the nomination after
the Akwatia
by-election, or allow for the candidates to go around the country and start their campaign like the Constitution says. So we are seeking clarity on that. Because you see, in the final analysis, when you finish this internal arrangement, this primaries, you have to bring everybody
on board.
Yeah. You have to bring everybody on board so that we'll be able to prosecute. You cannot go into this election thinking that maybe you've won a primary and then you can go alone. Without unity, which is what the Dr. Brian Champon campaign preaches, you cannot win an election. Right? Now, in the last 16 years or so, either by dint of actions and inactions, a lot of the party people, so we talk about apathy.
Yeah.
Or people are disgruntled, party for there's a disconnect between the government or the party and the grassroots and all of that. It doesn't take a day to fix these things, right? Because it took a while. I mean, there were actions, there were people who felt that, they had contributed to previous campaigns or were part of campaign, they were not rewarded, or they were mistreated in a certain way, or certain persons that they were supporting you understand all of these things, plus even the dissonance conversations that we have. So in as much as people feel that maybe there's a certain haste in even doing this primary, if in the wisdom of whoever put this together, then whilst we are doing it early to forestall the future disagreements and also engender the cohesion and the unity, we have to also create
a platform
which makes it easier to reconcile, to get everybody to come on board, and people like I'm extremely happy that the party has even issued a blanket reprieve for all the people who will be suspended for all sort of reasons. Some of it I disagree totally. A constituency chairman can, if he doesn't like your face, can decide to whatever. Somebody wants to contest an election and they are refusing to give them nomination forms and also some elections were conducted, especially the polling station elections were conducted in certain areas where people were unhappy about, so they refused to come. So all these things have happened. But then once we've all agreed that we want to put that behind us, then going forward, we can't be seen to be still creating some of these, if you like, issues, right? So I believe strongly that maybe the party can clarify these things so that we can move forward as a...
I think they're very, very important. And it's, like Riley said, a man nipa juni bebre. I mean, among for supporters bedroom say, oh yeah, sadi we am obi and ya kwine ababeye dioyen. Even though prior to this one, na ya tete say even the general secretary of the party in itself na issue one and back to back say momu in your campaign. But as a one paying for no more so. And then they came back again to give the last warning. Now you're samba back to say yeah, I feel say I quit into the moon train across and you were no. I mean, are we ready? Is the party ready for
there's always a balance that you need to strike. Right, the party itself, when wants support. So, for example, in conference here, I say, found a way of identifying the people who were potential presidential aspirants and asked them for support. So they know, right? You cannot go into this contest. You can never, so that's the irony. Otherwise, then, why do you even identify these individuals? How did you identify these individuals? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that, yes, you want to create the modalities and the rules of engagement so that after the primaries, we are not more hurt than we started off. And it makes it easier for us to reconcile and prosecute a campaign. You have to
genuinely, Eric. Genuinely, do you foresee say Bibi Sabi TBNC?
Say,
I mean, you don't get a fair platform to see this thing happen. I'm talking about the top-bottom approach the ACCA. Do you foresee, say the airquay, more demo petition the court, the enamo penchichimu for this thing as a Stella Mancha Denya? Now you call your name near ya. na se yenya sa unity na ora brand the champion doctor pray for na ebe hadwene with 2028.
Well, so I mean, for Dr. Brian Champon, he has been consistent with his support for the party. He has been so consistent with his support for even the candidates who represented us in the last election. It's clear, it's very clear. Like I said, some of these things are private, so I can't, But I'm not talking about even for just the campaign, I'm talking about the entire, because maybe I have a bigger enough heart, or my countenance is different from another person.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll deal with it differently. So a party back home, my essay cry. But in other way, you know, on Fanisa, what I say, and you need everybody. You know, I see. I have a challenge. You know, there's a need for us to understand that when it comes to politics, there are dissenting opinions. You're preferring an opinion. So if I disagree with you, it does not necessarily mean that I don't like you, and it shouldn't be. But sometimes it becomes a bit difficult for people to appreciate that, oh, Eric is on this side, so and so is on that side. And you know what I'm saying? And then it becomes a problem. But I think that for anybody who is a consummate Democrat and wants to do politics, you have to respect and appreciate that. Because even sometimes, when it comes to leadership, there are people who will tell you, as it is, are the best people, not the ones who will be, as the English would say, be kissing your feet. Yeah. Right? And you know, so that they tell you as it is, they're able to be independent-minded and tell you, say, oh, are they, and we should allow dissenting views. But it should be within a framework of rules of engagement, so that so for me, I believe that needs to be done, especially when we've lost an election like the way we have lost the election. And the reasons and why, I mean, I know I've been a constituency executive before, I've been a parliamentary aspirant before, I've been a communicator for this party, I've been a government spokesperson, I've campaigned around. I know that I've been sat in the chair, I've gone to every single nook and cranny in this country, right, for elections. I understand. Okay. Right. And so you have to realize that for you to be able to do that, like everybody says, politics is local. Na ni nu ebi epe DC kra also chairman penasem intino kromo of onyo monto aba. Intino say yeah reconciliation and yes individual intino yes reconciliation no. Yeah reconciliation ma nipa na koni krom ebi am me fi abompe. What you say ebi na me pe DC omo koye na omo say omo fama me. Ti abompe fo ni na say party omo ni abompe fo kenim yeah the entoma reconciliation, you see, that's the thing. The reconciliation and the unity, it is not for the individual. It is what they represent. And as a stakeholder, or everybody has a certain constituency. Yeah. Sorry for. Yeah. What you say? Also, Papa or Presbyterian, say Roman, also be or Muslim, and also say MPP for share. I don't know. How much she say? And I say, Naka, so no, the money I'm farming, What I say. So the unity is important because it percolates down to the grassroots. Okay, all right. I have a message here for you, and I'll say good morning. I'm Amos from Chufopraso. I love how he talks, but I'll be happy if the team or he joins Honorable Ken's team. I think he loves how you talk. But unyaya nanka wajeni ora kene Japan team ni mumna weja Brian Hub. But let's look at this one before we end all. Politics and then leadership. People talk about one thing, charisma. Yensho ora Brian Champon. I mean, typically compared to all the others that are almost more contesting now. How different is he when it comes to charisma? And then how the grassroots will see him on campus will say we na feed the omana kase muno as to be huno. I mean in general. How is his charisma like? I mean charisma, they say it has to be, it can be subjective. The people themselves would have to appreciate. Yeah. But what I can also say is you'll be a lead from the front. Okay. What you say? So here said the Bema. say semesi and I say here will be a obetimi lead from the front side. Obetimi a lead party in terms of one showing force, in terms of providing the resources to resource the party all the way to the grassroots. In terms of leading with ideas and a vision, he has all of it. And there's also a proven track record, right? And somebody who has shown clearly, even when it comes to strategy and being able to prosecute a campaign, has shown clearly, even in his own parliamentary elections and his support for the party across the country and even just in the eastern region. What did I say? And so we believe strongly that when he gets to the ground, the grassroots themselves will be able to appreciate that charisma. Those who know him that he's a man of action. He's somebody who is disciplined, who is driven, and who is decisive. Into your case, obey. Into you can show clear evidence of that, and we believe strongly. Say and no, and the man are rising above all the other competition. Okay. In terms of personality attacks and all of that, that is not what the campaign stands for. I mean, you know me. I don't even attack the NDC to start with. I mean, for me, I believe that it's a politics of ideas and opinions, right? And you show mutual respect. And I'm going to, because we are friends, we are family. Sure. You understand? And so there are people that have had 12, 13, 15 years political alliance with that I have shifted. And they'll continue to be my friends, and I will always continue to be respectful and even be grateful for the opportunities that they've given me. But we are moving forward. We are going into a direction which will, as far as we are concerned, gives us a better opportunity to win 2028.
Okay. All right, but I say, ne krakra no okono den na be katre grassroots for finally when it comes to Dr. Brian Champon, and then what you expect them, to do come January 31st, right? January, right? 31st, 2026. Message bang and adebema the MPP party, especially the grassroots.
The American say Obibia we party ni Bamapa. Na waje etumu say ehun hia say be we need 2028 no. For Hombedom the Brian Champion campaign. Na campaign we a campaign na ye pese party for nankasa ejefa. Enchebia no nyame aduma candidate nankasa EBC form no aba from constituency to the constituency. Now any party for no ababekasa. But in this time now, nyansi form no. So BBI that dream say opeso dom campaign. Remember on through believe in your convictions. Say you're doing the right thing, and then you're following a candidate that would give us the victory come 2028. Okay. We are be preaching unity. Say campaign. Kasa and they attack each other. Every time we require social media. Sometimes, but we say a new candidate nankasa and uncle for no more top nankasa na be a supporters and almost I don't think that it all gets well for the campaign. But we believe strongly that Dr. Brian Champon come 31st January 2026 would emerge victorious. So Obibia why crowd join the train now.
Okay. Clement Kwame Ofori Central Region. I say good morning to my boss, Mr. Eric Chum, for a very good submission. Visionary leaders build a team of like-minded persons around themselves. Competent leaders around them. Trusted leaders produce more leaders out of themselves. They do not lord it over others. Decisive leaders take good decisions together with team. Team building is key for a successful leadership. Brian Champon is visionary, competent, trusted, decisive. Brian for 2028. This one ends our interview.
Thank you very much, Kojo.
But I say,
it is a wire first today. Mesayaba.
And so by
campaign is chassis and
exactly. I see about Nafi. Yeah, this is just super. Hey. Ziga.
Yes.
Money.
Good morning.
Nice.
Urban a champion why like it why I like if you say so what's the dia the pa the credit back up Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ejina brane na ye fi say is between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Kennedy Japan. But ever since that Benin Champon stepped in the short possible time, as we neutralize Kennedy Japan, be an hour shadi ni muyi, be the mission muyi pa, so the bichi. It's a contest, no, it looks like Wababeka the first train all of a sudden, because we should not forget, say, Ura Kennedy Japan, and then no started campaign. He started way back. That's a 2022. So they became one campaign here. But brother Champion declared intention to contest and also show interest only this year. Not even up to 3 months, right? But he's there. Nini na the PR around him.
Okay.
And Kofona around Honorable Brother Champion. They have done well. And he's very lucky. Because I listened to Honorable Aduma Kwikisi. I'm telling you, brilliant communication. Almost did the attempt. That is how it ought to be. Or better, attack you, nipa bako kra. All what he's saying is, this is what brand is capable of doing. Adia bakubia or kaya, ama margina say, NPP be hiag bene champo. The security matter, because say it looks like NPP ni be free say they are orphan when it goes to elections. The NDC for treaty NPP for no. What should be to say? Ablekuma, they see how Akumsi a Kobo no, the first vice chairman Lloyd, second a deputy organizer a Kobo no, they feel say NPP a orphan, so you will need somebody that had a security oriented, in the person of Brandon Champon, to break that. So as for that one, they have it. Now show be to say Dr. Razak Kojo Preko as a researcher. The day I realized and I saw Dr. Razak Kojo Preko as part of Brother Champo's test. Hey, this man is very lucky.
Yeah.
What did he do to get all these people around him?
And then point my friend Eric may be sounding.
That is fantastic.
Eric can take decisions.
Look at the messages ever. Go to the Facebook to see how people are responding to how Okasa. You get me? That is how it ought to be. You don't attack anybody. Or cut your banner champ or bit me. Not talk of Nice. Fantastic.
But yes, Eric Maakye many you 18 common spokesperson for the brand Dr. Brian and a brand champion campaign and you 18 common Doc Chaco at the Ziggers take a break or Kessben Maakye. So but answer no Eclipse collateral say men control say so we here a collateral now with the aye juma o sign e won krata egu ho no ma sebi eye japadian krata say eye juma na e woman now so nya kakra didia utie mi wo dem o nwenwen so me kan ukra eye krata sebi edimu eye japadian krata e betumi awo sika ma na sebi wo so tumi de de sene de fata de ko hu eye Eclipse collateral management for now ne omo ND enkomo esane se ho adwuma na omo ye pa ntima mo pe collateral mo so mo wo eye property amode to ho no mo pese etumi transform na eye business e ma mo no mo ne Eclipse collateral for enkodi enkomo omo wa dental barrier near Medimosis hospital no ho na omo wo omo sign anase se ohu eye West African SHS building na school no wa dental kwan no so a one na chipe na eye Eclipse collateral management for no ewo from mo ewo 054 3832466 054383246 na oni omo ending komo na omo enhwe taniema we nyina emma Mero ka say so no na ka unya ya nka be ye fixed deposit ye pa na so no unhia eye company anase bank ko anase dwumadie bi a dwumako bi a pesa oni omo ye say dwuma no me kanfo eye Bayport amount na Bayport Financial Services for some me control say oni omo betimi eye fixed deposit ni ye pa esane say no omo dima kotene omo nim ye omo san age ho eye certificate ni e ho applause nyina ni nyina e wo omo nsam fane say ukra eye 5000 you bet more 16 to 20% interest and untino so the eye 5000 kra bre tell you fan to home bosome anase afe ba ko a obenya interest of 1000 Ghana cedis now the 20,000 so eba for 6 months bosome nsia obenya 1820 interest e wo so umpe we now per day na the TN so the 100,000 so bre in 1 year obenya 20,000 as interest e wo so and untino kan hwen kika ho na je number we na frɛ eye Bayport to fra wo so hwehwɛ ora boni bejo so kama branch kama mo general manager no n'animu ti yie pa frɛ no e was 0245 153 283 0245 153 283 and I say 020 4125 878 020 4125878 unsa ebe come na oni omo edin komo Bayport and one sem and na me catch on 60 minutes past the hour of 9 che pamsa men kan cho say ye u programs no oguso a etwen o ye no na ye pe ye wonder say obi betima pempam ntare amaye na ye de akọ eye adwumam ye pe local na se ye local no ne yankase ye moa ye ho no che pam ewo ho emaw enti se wo kọ asori se wo kọ party se wo kọ wedding se wo kọ eye funerals any other occasion bia na opese wo kọ bia no che pam se bra na ompempam ni nyina emaw o se your custom tailoring no and otumi di say adwuma ni ye emaw pa enti che pam se bra na one no embedi nkomo na ompempam wontare ni nyina ma se ye nkwala se ye mpanyifo ni nyina oye ni nyina de anika no se wo friend so a we see oh me to me ma na mom no bra na besusume bra fie bra shop bra adwumam na besusume na me show style a me pa chepam ebeba aba betena wo nchen atwen wo office ma waba ma no akasa no aye bibia amaw enu nti no menstro bibia betumi aye fine amaw owo eye awoshi market honom na owo frɛ no ewo 020 683 7738 020 683 7738 0268 37738 na woni eye chepam endi enkomo 18 minutes past the hour of 9. It's time for a Ziga Steak on Kessben Maakye, brought to you by Doc Chaco and Yede Ebrewo. Ziga, I feel officially good morning. Bibi aboko there.
Yeah, nyako padu bibi aboko boss.
Nice. And you also Thursday never go preach no.
Ah, nyame admo.
Ayo chena. Ah na ye tambe.
Oh, ebi wo hono ma Mr. 36.
And you may say.
This is ya no ma point 8. It depend area no.
Ah, okay.
I say me ko two areas.
Okay.
Ofanko yes, any suit to me aside.
Oh, okay.
Me na exploiting.
It
is say me wo ofanko e bia na me wa ha hwa but bia me kwa e bi wo no ma e kwa anwumre no you don't have to disturb the
yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Nice one. Matthias here. And then ekone.
Yes, New Patriotic Party. Na isi omo di aba betuda say nyame ya adomo a isi de say omanya bim to be a person we contest flag bearer ni bia no we betimi akwa nomination forms omaya de na enra ade kesi bi koso which na menu mienu ni na no you are aware of it. You remember we went to interview Ura engineer Kwabena Japan.
Yes.
East Legon.
Yes.
The office.
Yes.
And our catcher say 29th or 30th. Oba launching a campaign. You remember?
Yes, I remember.
And he did it yesterday.
Yes.
Which as more catcher then.
Yeah.
Because be 3 characters be omni medin koma fa papa no. Na mediative I'm sharing this with them because I check. Make I send me the Dr. Kwame Adukufu. Dr. Kwame Adukufu. Or adopted me in 2005. Number 1 Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. It may be not be a program be, not a fan club be a program be. So they needed somebody out be kasa o program na say. It fan club for no contact me. And na almost omu here ura piamenka. They were now industrialist. Eti mene abranti bi efe Rashid yokoru apia menka fie e wo Kumasi ishae so ye ko na ye ni di nkomo ene ye ka that na presidential enusa so called akrofo do so no in quotes na sa de no ho oma ba obi epe e prese opeso contest eti ye di nkomo no ena owura Kwabena Japan di bem ena apia menka se initially what is a Kwabena Japan pese o contest no nanda dwene ne say Kwabena Japan want to contest to call the bluff of President Kufuor because that time na President Kufuor removing her as a press secretary. You remember? Ama na Kwabena ni anje. That's what we heard at that time.
Yeah.
Etiebia no se na dwene ne say Kwabena ben President Kufuor no wasua dwuma no person kire President Kufuor say he can do more than the President Kufuor it will call the bluff. Name of Shishamuno, I would take Kwabena Japan message. No, Kwabena Japan could a top-notch message. That is what Apia Menka told us. I remember Apino. Many are brand to be a fan of Rashid. Where your NPP Sierra caller for today. Share. Emrebi na mene Kwabena Japan ebe Kumasi. And our friend say me be yadi enfama no. Asma make about 2007. Asma na make. Et no hotel biwo officers mess Kumasi. And our friend say me bra. Et bi ko hona chairman Koka ode ne ho apia. Chairman Koka. No to ho. That time no we chairman at the Kwabre.
Okay.
Kwabre West constituency.
Okay.
No a chairman.
Okay.
Eti me koye no na che ayi ode ne ho kwaku apia to. Ena ye be ye 3 ene ye di nkomo. But that time na me yank. Eno no so manyini kakra nti say empanyifo di nkomo a wontimfo anu ntum hwehwe. So I was sitting there waiting for some be wi omo conversation so that Kwabena will attend to me. But na me te the omo kana because na ya sin konya all the bichi. Then Kwabena had a call. Engineer Kwabena Japan had a call and a call outside. A call outside no. And a coca catch me say, yes, sure, say, Chairman, a coca or back ice as a musi. Or catch me say, hey, Kwabena Japan, not may be you. A dear Kwabena Japan, a catcher me say, so no opportunity obey no. Ah, NPP forward. Just by me can you. Satana or then what appear the Alan Chamatiech. But he was able to tell me, a brand new Nipaname. He was able to tell me that. Kwabena Japan message in someone and they can. She said the guy is a brain. You know about Chamfo. So the Chamfo, yeah. I know NPP deputy secretary, Ashanti regional secretary.
NDC.
No, NDC, yeah, NDC. Yes. And man, no NPP, no, the Jacobeche Bilam Techi.
Yeah.
It was the Mekochia Jake 2006, as some make it. Ye didn't command a Jake. At the Kamun or Casa or Fonso. And I mean, me only didn't chance a Jake baby. So, now, why attended to me? And a batch of creating command a cap presidential aspirant in Wassa. And a batch of force, Charlie, youth in a woman, the ocean, Kwabena Japan, and you could a good message. And I said, have you listened to him? And I said, Charlie, I quite a message in it, serious. What can you in a woman? Sata me ye calculation that Kwabena Japan 44 years. And as Sata who's obedi president, near fancy about 60 years and above. Obekai. So it's not Kwabena Japan 44 years. Papa Uswakma was 47 years. Damboche Kwakuboche was also 44 years or something at that time. Say among them, he has listened to all of them. Kwabena Japan ye fancy say the message was fantastic. You see. This is what I would tell Kwabena. Was say Kwabena Japan message, was fantastic, but or young. So the BJ. Today, Kwabena is not young again. Meno Kasam say Kwabena Japan was 63 years. Or 63 years. It means that we are ripe enough to become a flag bearer.
Yeah.
Or qualified to become a flag bearer.
Yeah.
And now, the message, na ye ka wasam, and dilute and say. Or that's that message, Usha aspirant shemu ni na amaka nana. Ni wate party asama se pa Kwabena Japan. History. Ye te party ni ete ho Kwabena Japan. Dia make what say. Dia make catcher ne say. E mani dilute the message Because so far no kwa na launching a campaign. Anything na make kana sem. E mane mfa bibia mfra ne campaign
one dilute no
e mane dilute no ade baako a e ha Kwabena Japan the last election and he said he paid attention to honorable Kennedy Japan because 2023 no Ubeka said that Kwabena Japan ye general secretary Ura Kennedy Japan accuse Kwabena Japan any of focus say problem say koso NPP ni na no e yo in fact Ura Kennedy Japan accuse Kwabena Japan say of flirting with NDC without any evidence. Up to now, evidence be am I. Dia make an watch say. Eti Kwabena Japan no think say any opportunity bi obenya bia no opeso take swipe of assembia owura Kennedy Japan beka sa back and forth obekai 2003 the back and forth and omumienu koba was it 2004 last year efa $3 million bi owura Kennedy Japan ka say or the ma party in 1992 obeka say we akwabra Japan ko gina ba bia no atake swipe wasenya no kra na it was taking something out of his message. You understand? So this time around, on your focus, on pay attention. On the first person one launching a campaign. Everybody loves Kwabena Japan will say, okuta good message. One turn message, you should not attack anybody. You should not go and campaign on somebody disadvantage. Ukona say, uko campaign on somebody's disadvantages. They will refer you because every panel on Omakasano. Nipa na wo disadvantage no obesa ba ho no omo so abekasa oba ho beton dia man and you have a problem. That's the only thing that I can tell Kwabena. Say you should focus. All right. Obi for so launching a campaign e beka ho asem. But now there Kwabena and afa ayi say one launching a campaign say me pese me 2 franc adema new patriotic party. Wo show mu ni na on the D can start first 2007. And Kwabena Japan are born to become a president. No, 44 years. And Owomua be a general secretary. Back and forth, he has taken a lot of bullets for New Patriotic Party. This time around, on your focus. No, she said, people, the message now, you can't was on better some message at the Amana.
All right. Yeah, I say, Doc Chaco, and a day a year's guest take a bread. Doc said,
na doc se men kantra mo se enie doc ni doc activated charcoal powder say that here na doc activated charcoal powder ade ba ku bia nkofo nim ni se obi wo hono mo a na dwuma a woye nya ne pe na dwuma a woye no wo nkofie ntem eti wo didi late na wo didi late na se aduane na ntimi a digest a se men producer bo gas e de ba gas ni e be very offensive. It bet me ama halitosis, it bet me ama problem baby. It we hear doc charcoal powder. Say a be flashes sadi na ediako. Obi a won sunumu, wo problem. Awa won sunumu. Obi a wanya typhoid fever pain. Ama ya healing no. But no sunu no there's a problem. We hear doc charcoal powder. Say a be rura won sunu no emu tutu tokro no. Na sisi no mani na akwa dia ma. Na obi wo hodo mu a wo didia na na bofrom. Obi trumika na na bofron obi wo hɔ no odi anwa na na bofron odi aduane amakoni mu a na na bofron odi asikira na na bofron odi wie pena o sheki no kakra bi na obofron eye waduro ene doc charcoal powder abofru bi a wo so bia no we se ni ebetu ase e de amaw doc charcoal powder no eye 100% herbal ene de aye enua papa a digina minerals wom ene de aye doc charcoal powder. Eti hwe bi akira kwa obi a o set wo eyem kuro bi a wo so a yetua waduane bia okwa enko no eye doc charcoal powder e de bedi wasem e de ama na se poison ya poison wo anase we di poison pe ama ya twede afiri mu no wo hia doc charcoal powder na ubenya bia to e we Ekus pharmacy ashaban na na boache wotema mensa watakrade Delight pharmacy e wo Koforudia with the pharmacy e wa ashaman and all the pharmacies or Kaisi drug lane ubenya biato and now Kokumasin swa you were Adiya pharmacy you were love life pharmacy and you were Lancer chemist and a Cholinak herba pharmacy and also ubenya biato now for number was here 059-820-6885 059-820-68885 and 020-66-16620 020-66-16620. Where a dog charcoal powder and a bedi wasem at the amount. All right. Now, yum.
Okay,
yum semen culture was say. Obi arthritis e how pa arthritis na ba awona ba etiamu arthritis aba ama wo sasa bro so aba arthritis ye twa wonuane wo wiase na wutimi ndi wakone de wo ha to atwa bedi wakone de ma usiprisita e ye yom herbal lotion ene betu ase e de amaye John Pains obi wo hono mo a won koye aduma bia ba ne honam ni na ye ne ya etetew honam nyinaa ɛyɛ ɔya afei bia na yareɛ bi pɛ sɛ bɔ bia malaria na sɛ typhoid bi pɛ sɛ haw ɛna ma honam nyinaa ɛyɛ ɔya wohia yom herbal lotion sɛ wode yom ne bi bɛsrasra na anane saa na ɔma ne nyinaa de ama wo ɔkɔn na ɛyɛ ɔya neck pains ebia na akuta acid reflux na aba bɛdi wo kɔn na ɛtetew wohia yom herbal lotion afei stomach cramps obi wɔ hɔ a ne yɛfuru no wɔnkɔyɛ biribi aba ne yɛfuru ɔde ne nsɛm mmiɛ ne yɛfuru no a da bia wo yɛfuru yɛ ɔya wanom nnura anum no wohia yom herbal lotion afei migraine obi wɔ hɔ nom a ne ti yareɛ no gadi sɛ gagagagagagagagaga da bia wonom tela na ɔne paracetamol wo ha to atwa wohia yom herbal lotion bi wote kakra pa na de twitwi mo ma so ɛkɔ na wenu ɛyɛ scientific way ɛne ɛde ayɛ ɛnɛ sɛ wodi ba betwitwi ne aka sɛ yɛbɛ ho 1 hour yɛbɛ ho 30 minutes yɛbɛ ho 45 minutes ɛbɛkɔ da bi wɛ scientific way etu wodi twi ya na ɛkɔ mutie ne yie ɛyɛ yom wɔn nko de kuta saa scientific instinct no wodi twi ya na ɛkɔ saa na tie enti ɛyɛ yom herbal lotion na ɔsɛmɛ ka kyerɛ sɛ opɛ ba akɔ akɔ use anase opɛ dodo atu akɔ akɔtɔn a number yɛ 0244 730 295 0244 730 295 and 030 2945 146 030 2945 146 or say buy use promote and end yom yom afidi or say bibi bia no hono mo a ese pain ekaye afei ye nie ye de ye pain na kogu awie no afei ne ye ne Imascon Estate Ghana Limited for ebefiabum me no kasa bia na pasase ato enkoto asase ahondwo enkoto asase adachi bi ade wato asase ne ma no obi be kwa akɔhyehya ho esa no aba bɛko na owia no asaka atwo se tua kakrama no obu wia no ɔma sa akɔkye enkoto asase a unya sida no a yɛbɛkɔ akɔtɔ ama obi enkoto asase a wato fence ɔde akɔba ho no yɛbɛbabu atu agu enkoto asase a wɔsi kakra kra no yɛbɛbabu atu agu dabi Imascon Estate Ghana Limited for SMN control say ɔmo de ɔmo ba yɛnsase ne ɛwɔ Tripoli na Tripoli baabi a wɔ no ɛbɛn Saglegem affordable housing ɛhɔ na ɛwɔ anasa Central University ɛhɔ ɛna ɛwɔ hɔ na Tripoli ɛwɔ Greater Accra ha se ya enti yɛnsase ne hɔ fɛ also ye kama sanctuary bibia ho nsuo police post fire post bibia ho no yiri kwan no so kama so to ba ko a de wo dia forever 100 years na wusi kura wo dia one plot no 32,000 Ghana cedis and I said titiska no 320 million no wase be deposit 8,000 Ghana cedis pe na afei 24,000 na akan ye be ma 24 months 2 years ni a spread the amount na what twa the kakra no the month bia be 1,000 Ghana cedis and you want 2.5 plot so ho and also ye 16,000 Ghana cedis titiska no 160 million was be deposit 4,000 Ghana cedis efato na 12,000 na akan 120 million no ye ma 12 months 1 year bosu bibia no betua 1,000 Ghana cedis which is 10 million ye spread the amount umpewe opede hene je wasum bedwo wo and de bia babo opnum where Imascon na Imascon say here Chirakwanya your Sprinters Road Community 18 junction opposite Allied Filling Station and as a first floor our Dom Gosala Plaza and no bend the KFC no hoda obehu Imascon Estate Ghana Limited for number we see 055 3840 646 055 3840 646 and 0553 83 8730 0553 83 8730 and 020 91 55437 020 91 55437 wasi yan kantra mo se mo amuo Ashanti Reju Kumasi a mo frɛ no Imascon enter on beku Kumasi takrade etu o catch obia na o ma se bie Imascon Estate I'm telling you hey, Imascon for yedamwasi.
Yes, sir, that's Siga as 9:35 venture na medijumedie no aba awie ma men kan we emma na me mo asem bi so tew na me boso the ochina de but I just want to give you a gist on that. Or say good morning to you and your listeners. I'm watching you live from Kofi Pare near Saman Kessben. I am highly disappointed in the MP you spoke to earlier on. NDC people can lie, Papa. Hey, the exchange rate at the time MPP left office was not 17, but rather was 14.2. I feel pity for this country, Papa. Look at how things are going. God help us. God help us. Say Joshua, oh dear, I would dear buy, no. And then this one says,
why drama that? Why drama that?
Oh, me a drama. I say, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Please tell the campaign team member of the Branded Champon that he has earned my vote. In fact, I really enjoy listening to him this morning. Thank you so much. Also, Odia Ebaye. So quickly, now me can be actual say, maybe won't come on as the week goes ahead. But in front of me, a KPMG. A report efa a Unibank ho then Unibank in some bebre na na be PM say the ora Dr. Honorable Dominic ayene no and said that enko yie esa ama I've seen too many reports coming from minority and then the last one coming from Godfred the former Attorney General also Nedia Ode Abba Makinkan Godfred Diano Ura Godfred Nediano report now or their banana say the reply now or their bread Dominic. But indeed, if you clearly will want to understand what Unibank and Seminole Ecopadia, I bet you, and you can go back to 2018. They share a quite fast way you go a Ghanaian bank. I friend Unibank. Any other banks are not counting, especially with the Dr. Pakwesi Ndumdiene and all that. In front of me, and I can show it to you. I have read, and subsequently I'll show it to you. The financial condition and future prospect of Unibank Ghana Limited. Make a KPMG for a report. I have it here. But it's interesting, say a rap or dame eka the all canon. When you read critically, share the KPMG for report normally by which was done by then official administrator Ni Amano Dudu, who Obi Beka say no so na conflict of interest there. Or no so ye na no as KPMG omo share bank ni mu wie no quickly he became the boss for the receiver. Sisi ano ono no o share bank ne so no ye change ye no clearly oradame bisa say sa sika na ye ka ho asem that 5.7 billion no eno no aban anase akase sebio yenjem because we Unibank etua be 60% no clearly it wasn't shown even in the KPMG report omo no mo tena ase no orani amano dodu no tena ase any mpemfortunate from KPGM can say yengu bank no the report that came on the 1st of August no crown that report no crown does not even show the exact amount that the purportedly says Unibank for bank no entia. So where lies the money? Indeed, one will say sika bebre na ejutwem obeti say 83 for her obeti say 5.7 billion obeti say but clearly even from the start and it's interesting, sir. You caught back and forth with this thing. Say we are happy to see people jailed, and then when they are jailed, like jelly ye near Bema, First Capital Bank, Papana, what happens again? Sikani yetua, and I say yentua. In 2018, this is a demand notice for payment of amount due from related parties of Unibank Limited, and also I will read every single thing, the report, the things that Unibank did say, Ankomo best in 2018, Nama Bank ne to me abom back ne ejina na baya Ghana diano, Chinchina 2018, and then Momoka yenano, the then government did not even hit to it. So today, if somebody is heeding to assets na ye kan 17 what bank ni dimu no ye beton na ye de free cost ne dia, why is somebody not happy about it? Ye be di hon komo. Last one before I move. This is a report that's signed by the same then no your Deputy Attorney General Ora Godfred Yeboah Dame one na wo sign krata we, and the things you said in it ochina so when I read your article complaining, asking questions, why a current government Emma sir your friend is saying freedom no for ura do for any other 7 members now, I will read it to you and let you understand the one kasa was signing here any nyama wo kan wo mu a amount for no mo de Unibank kantia na bank no esese eguo no one now sensaye and I will read everything to you tomorrow. Into achina no yebedi nkomo afa eye Unibank ho ene Dominic Honorable ayene insama okan ye nyina no yebedi nkomo afa ho na afa ya hwe details ni nyina. And a happy birthday to you, Celia Ama Japoma Inti of Multi Credit. Happy birthday to you. We wish you well. Coming from the team, Kessben Maakye and the entire Kessben Media Group, Delia Ama Japoma Inti of Multi Credit. What the hand can say them? What the mo? And to Delia, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day. And then again, glorious happy birthday to you. Lovely twins, Monica Atta and Professor Frimpong Senior and Junior. Monica Atta Frimpong Senior and Junior. Okay, I got it right. Happy birthday to you. And then happy birthday to you, Mrs. Doris Boachi and Son, Principal, Mampon Technical College of Education. Happy birthday to you. 6 years, happy birthday. It's a celebration, I know. Happy birthday to you. Mujina erade enshamo den na onshamo so na bibia entumi enko ye mamo. Ending the show at exactly 9:43 in the good sounds of the man Joe Laka, beautiful action, taking over your radio, your TV, and to Kessben Plus TV and then Kessben TV, and then 92.9, 93.3 in Kumasi.